How's it going everyone, my name is BAYZY and welcome to another video. In this video I want to be talking about why Ghost Recon in 2021 needs to improve compared to 2020 and how it launched in 2019. Now this video kind of crosses paths with the video which I made on January the 4th, which was about Ghost Recon in 2021, but in this video I want to talk more about why Ghost Recon needs to improve within 2021, while the other one was more about what they could possibly improve on. So if you want to check out that video before this one, or maybe afterwards, do go check that out. I would definitely suggest that. Also, please do hit that subscribe button. I make plenty of videos based on Ghost Recon, so if you're looking for Ghost Recon content, I am a person to go to. And I am of course part of Delta Company, which is a group specialised for getting content out earlier because we're kind of close to Ubisoft. But anyways, let's get straight into this video. So firstly I want to talk about how in 2019 Breakpoint failed and how in 2020 some things can be improved on to make 2021 a better year for Breakpoint and a better year for Ubisoft Paris. I also want to talk about community engagement and how basically they need to build a community trust back and basically get their reputation back to ensure the next game is better. I will be talking about 2022 or 2023, which might be the years when the next Ghost Recon will come about, and how basically they need to learn about Breakpoint's failures to make sure the next game is a huge improvement to what has happened within Breakpoint and basically make sure it doesn't happen again. The last bit of this video though, I will also be talking about the current known content within the game, and I'll basically just be talking about why they need to get that perfect, so do stick around for that. But let's get straight into the first one, which is of course, as I said, about 2019 and 2020. In 2019, Ghost Recon Breakpoint launched and unfortunately it didn't do too well. Quite a lot of people noticed within the beta that there was loads of bugs, and them bugs unfortunately got moved over to the launch of the game and basically didn't get sorted before the launch. Quite a few people also had issues with the concept and it not being your generic Ghost Recon game, which was very unfortunate because people weren't looking for a game with loads of drones and all that kind of stuff in it. They were looking for one which basically related to Wildlands and was kind of a continuation from the Wildlands story. They did include the likes of Nomad and your AI squad from Wildlands in Breakpoint, but you can't use them technically within Breakpoint. I don't know whether you will be able to use them in the future. It will be quite interesting if you could. But basically they didn't really continue the Wildlands story, which is why people nowadays kind of want a Wildlands 2. I think the main problem within 2020 for the game was the fact that there was a lack of updates. Of course they announced it was supposed to be a live service game, and basically they didn't provide this to the community, with instead an update pretty much every 2 months, and that has been the case up to now. I don't know whether they'll continue to do that. I assume they will, so I think that kind of links in with the amount of communication they need to provide to the community within 2021. They didn't provide much information within 2020 in between updates. I think they could maybe improve this by having updates every 2 weeks. This allows for a little bit more transparency. They did promise to be a little bit more transparent halfway through 2020, and it did work for a few months, but I think they need to kind of strengthen that point again and try and get some more communication between the Ubisoft Paris team and the community through obviously their socials and through their website. The reasoning why this is so important to improving Breakpoint is because that communication between the community and the Ubisoft Paris team is just vital to improve Breakpoint. If you don't have that communication, then the game can't improve because there isn't enough community development, because they won't enjoy the game as much because they don't have that connection with the developers basically. And obviously they implemented Delta Company, which I'm part of, and I do try and help the best I can, but I still think there has to be that communication between the community and the Ubisoft community managers, or just the Ubisoft Paris team in general, should I say. And while I'm talking about like community, quite a lot of the community left after Wildlands because of the amount of problems that Breakpoint had, so I think they maybe need to work on trying to get them back, maybe add a few more things from Wildlands, bring back the nostalgia of Wildlands. I know Red Patriot kind of did that, and I'm glad they went down that route of having that kind of mission style in a way, where you have different lieutenants kind of, which you have to take down. I quite like that. That brought some Wildlands nostalgia a little bit back. But I think what I'm kind of getting at is the need to listen to their community in order for the game to improve. And I think that's why it is so important within 2021. So in addition to this, I know there won't be another Ghost Recon game until about 2022 or 2023, but I thought it would be worth a mention because they are probably making it right now. They are probably making the story or something along those lines, and I think that community development, that community engagement through the forums, through the socials, will make the next game really good. But obviously this video is mainly about Breakpoint. How can the next Ghost Recon improve Breakpoint? If we have enough community development through the forums and through other social medias, I feel like Breakpoint could definitely improve from this, and that could set the standard for the next game. Of course, Breakpoint has improved. It still has its flaws, but it's definitely improved, and I feel like quite a lot of the problems which Breakpoint had can be learned from within the next Ghost Recon game. The community really needs to trust the devs, and the devs really need to trust the community to be able to develop the next Ghost Recon to where it should be. And of course Breakpoint to where it should be. They should be focused on Breakpoint still, because it's still around right now, isn't it? It's still something that people are playing. There hasn't been an update for Wildlands in a while either, to be honest. I wonder if they're going to be maybe updating that a little bit within 2021. I'm not really too sure. But learning from Breakpoint's downfalls would definitely improve the next game in the franchise. Maybe they should get some more large-scale studios involved. I'm aware there were studios in France that worked on Breakpoint, but maybe we should get like a larger studio like how The Division has. That would be pretty cool. So the only known content at the moment arriving to Breakpoint is the Live Event 3 and the title update 3.1.0. As I'm recording this, we don't know what will be within that, and I have speculated about that within other videos, especially the one that came out on Friday. If you want to go check that out, I would definitely suggest go checking that out. But generally don't know what title update 3.1.0 will hold, and we don't know what the Live Event 3 will hold. Of course, we should be finding out about that in the coming weeks, so do keep an eye out on the channel for that, and obviously keep an eye out on Ubisoft socials as well. But another thing is Year 2, and of course I've talked about this plenty of times. I feel like there is going to be Year 2. It's just, what do they do? The reason why they need to improve the game within 2021, if they are doing a Year 2, is because the game is currently in a state which is good, but it needs to be improved so that the player base has more options to customize stuff, such as things in the gunsmith, basically allowing the community to have more freedom with the game. I think if they do this, then it'll build hype for the games that come after that, because it shows that Ubisoft Paris can listen to the community and add features that have been asked for since launch. Building that hype and building that connection with the player base would definitely go far, and I feel like they could definitely bring the community back to a point where you can move into the next game on a positive note. But anyways, I think that's really all for this video. I do hope you have enjoyed. Do hit the subscribe button if you aren't already, and hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. Also hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload. Also check out my Twitter. I do have that linked down below, so do go check that out and follow me on that. I do post out my content on that, and it's also the best way to kind of get updates on what I'm doing with the channel, basically. I do have the community tab now, which I can use, but I use Twitter more than I use that. So anyways, I'll catch you next video. Cheers.